Hi, Mrs. Brochure here. In this video, I'm going to go over the travel brochure you all are going to create. You are a local travel agent. You've been hired by Mrs. Brochure to plan the perfect vacation, and you're going to create a brochure that outlines the arrangements, activities, and prices. You're going to highlight a certain vacation spot of your choosing, and the first thing you need to do is choose a destination. So in my sample, I've chosen Alaska, and you need to go get some information to highlight this destination. So an example to do that is I just searched for Travel Alaska, found a good website that has the different experiences, places to go, things to do, places to stay, tours that I can go on. So I'm going to start there to get my information. You need to find at least 5 activities, example, whale watching, hiking, sled dog tours, and write a brief overview of the activities to highlight them, to make them sound exciting. You need to find a place for me to stay. So on mine, I have places to stay. So I don't want to put me in a campground, a hostel, a bed and breakfast, whatever it is. Search for that and get an estimated price. Not a lot of places will give you the actual price. You can use different websites like Expedia.com and plan the transportation. How am I going to get there? And just get an estimated cost for travel. So what's the flight going to cost? Am I going to have to rent a car? And again, estimates. And then find images that you can use that provide a visual of this destination, activity, and the hotel. So first thing we're going to do is create the brochure. I've got steps down here, but I'm just going to run you through it, and I'm going to show you a sample. So here's a sample Travel Alaska brochure. The only thing it needs to do is either add a little bit more information or adjust font sizes so we don't have such a big space here at the bottom. To create it, we'll start with a blank one. First thing you want to do is make sure your orientation is set to landscape. I'm going to hit Control A, select all of my information, go to Page Layout, Page Setup, Columns 3. I now have 3 columns, but the text is pretty jagged here, so I'm going to format that to justify. I might have to switch some of it back later to left align, especially if it is a list. This is going to be a bulleted list. So I'm going to go ahead and get my bullet button. Remember, define new bullet to get one that's related to your topic. Mine's bears. I'm going to go ahead and make this picture square text wrapping. After that, you want to format your headings and titles. So right here I have Travel Alaska. Select it, make that a title. Select this first one, go to Home tab, make it a heading. I can double click my format painter and then go through and select all the other headings so that they are all the same. Alright, and right here we're going to do a drop cap. So I'm going to go ahead and move my picture before that. A drop cap is where you make the first letter of a word stand out. So I'm going to select A, go to Insert, Text, Drop Cap, and choose Dropped. Now the drop cap is really large, so you can go to Drop Cap Options and change some of the settings. And I can also move this picture to get it out of the way. And I'm just grabbing the edge of my drop cap in case yours does that to you and just manually resizing it to the size that I think looks appropriate. And I can then throw my picture back in there if that was causing any troubles. Other things you're going to want to do is put in some page breaks or column breaks. To do a column break, you click in front of the item that you want to move up to the next column. One thing I like to do is turn on my show hide right here so I can see what's happening. And this shows me where I've got breaks. Then I'm going to go to Page Layout, Breaks, and I'm going to throw in a column break. And what that does is it jumps this section to the next column, and you can see I've got a column break here and a column break here. To delete one, you click in front of them, and then you're going to hit delete. And then if you want that back, you just go back to Page Layout, Page Setup, or Breaks, Column, and it'll jump that back over here. All right. You're going to need an itinerary. An itinerary is just what you plan on doing. You can make it your specific or broad. I just did mine. Monday we'll plan on doing kayaking. Tuesday we'll plan on doing bear viewing, Wednesday backcountry expedition, so something like that. So to insert a table, you just click where you want your table to go. Then you're going to go to Insert, Table, and then you select how many rows or columns that you'd like. To jazz it up, you're just going to double click on your table. To jazz your table up, just double click on it. You can choose any table style that you'd like. You can even manually change some of the settings. Another thing that we're going to do is make a section stand out by adding shading. All you have to do is select that section of text. And there are a couple different ways to do this. One is Design, Page Borders, Shading, and then you can pick a shading option that works for you. And then you can even go back to Page Borders, and instead of Page Border, just choose Border. And here you can choose any border that you would like. You can choose the color, the style, the width, and it's only going to be applied to my paragraph. And that makes this section stand out. I probably need to change the color of my font, however. Home tab, font group. So that you can actually see that. This is SmartArt. To add the pictures in, depending on which SmartArt you chose, you can simply go and copy a picture, and then you can right-click and paste a picture in. Or if you chose a SmartArt that allows for pictures, and I'll show you what I mean, you can just click on it to add it. So for example, something like this allows for pictures, and I would just click right on that icon, and it's going to pull up the option for me to go and find a picture like this. Last thing that you need to do is make sure that you've got your design theme chosen. You can hover over the themes to pick one that you like. You can even pick a theme and then later choose a different color scheme that you think goes along with your trip. And that is how you make a travel brochure.